Hello, my name is Lucy Holmes and welcome to our virtual diabetes prehabilitation workout. You will have been encouraged by your GP or your consultant to start to physically get fit for surgery. It is really important that we get you fit before your up and coming surgery to reduce the risk of your surgery being postponed, reduce complications and improve your recovery following surgery. It is also really important that we get you physically and mentally fit before your surgery, not only to prepare you for the surgery, but also to reduce your blood sugar levels, maintain a healthy weight, and reduce your blood pressure prior to surgery. During this workout, you'll see one of my staff, Tia, take you through a 10-minute warm-up, a 30-minute main session, and a 10-minute cool down. You can opt in or opt out at any stage during this workout and build your fitness up as the weeks go on. Please make sure that you have water to hand, as there will be plenty of rest breaks throughout. Enjoy the workout.
Hi, my name's Tia and I'm going to be talking you through this workout video. For the workout, you'll need a stable chair, a pair of light dumbbells, a resistance band and a bottle of water. Please make sure you have any medication that you need handy. This may be a GTN spray or an inhaler. And if you've been asked to monitor your blood glucose level, an ideal pre-exercise blood glucose level is between 6 and 10 millimoles. Please do not exercise if you feel unwell, you have a fever, you have an injury, or you've been asked not to exercise. Enjoy this workout.
So we're going to begin the warm-up with a light march on the spot. So begin to march your feet and swing your arms into the march. We're going to be here for 30 seconds. And if you're following this exercise video seated, please follow Elaine. And if you're standing, please follow myself. Up next, we've got heel digs forwards. So you're going to dig your heel out in front of you and alternate your legs each time. Fab. Back to your marching on the spot, swinging your arms into the march. So we've got 20 seconds here before we move on to our next exercise, which is toe taps backwards. Remember to build a pace that feels comfortable for you. So toe taps backwards. You're going to tap your toe out towards the back, bring your leg back and change your foot. If you're seated like Elaine, you will do toe taps out to the side or out in front of you. And we're back to our march. So marching your feet on the spot, swinging your arms into it. Up next, we've got high knees. First, we've got 10 more seconds of our march. So for high knees, you're going to bring your arms out in front of your body, bring your knee towards your hand and alternate your legs each time. Remember to build a pace that feels good for you. And back to your march. So we've got 20 seconds here before we move on to heels to bum. So for heels to bum, you're going to place your hands on your bum and bring your heel towards your hands. If you're seated like Elaine, you could do toe taps forwards or out to the sides or heel digs. And back to your march. We've got 15 more seconds here before we begin to punch forwards. So continue marching your feet on the spot. Bring your arms into fists up to your chest and punch forwards, alternating your arms each time. And of course you can do this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Rest your arms by your side. Continue marching, bringing your arms into a swing. We've got 15 more seconds here before we begin to punch upwards towards the ceiling. Couple more seconds, keep marching on the spot. Whilst you're still marching, punch towards the ceiling, alternating your arms each time. Lovely, rest your arms back by your side, continue marching, swinging your arms into that march. So up next we've got punches towards the ceiling with a heel dig. So we've still got 10 more seconds here before we move on. So you're going to dig your heel out in front, take your arm at the same time as your heel dig and alternate. So punching that arm towards the ceiling as you dig your heel out in front. Lovely. And back to your march when you're ready. Our next one's going to be really similar. We're going to do punches forwards with heel digs this time. 10 more seconds here. And if you need to take a break at any point, please do so. Make sure you've got your water handy. So we're going to dig our heel out in front and punch at the same time. So punching forwards. Lovely, keep alternating. Fab. Back to your march when you're ready. A couple more and then we'll be ready for our main section. So our next exercise will be arm circles forwards. Couple more seconds here. So you're going to bring your arms out to the side and you're going to circle motion forwards, gradually getting bigger. Continuing to march on the spot. Rest your arms back down and continue marching. Now we're going to do exactly the same next, but we're going to take our arm circles backwards. So arms out to the side and make a nice circular motion backwards, gradually making those circles bigger. Couple more seconds there. And rest your arms back down to the side, marching on the spot. Now I've got one more exercise after this, and then you'll have completed your warm-up. So we're going to bring our hands up towards the ceiling, above your head, and lower them back down, continuing to march on the spot. So do a couple more here. Up towards the ceiling, back down, do it one more time. Up towards the ceiling, back down. Relax your arms there. Continue to march for those last couple of seconds before we begin the main section. And relax there, you have now completed your warm-up. Feel free to take a quick break before we go on to the main section. So we're going to begin the main section. Please have your weights next to you handy, not too far so you haven't got to bend down and get them. We're going to start with a body weight squat to begin with, so have your feet shoulder width apart. If you're on the chair like Elaine, you're going to be doing a sit to stand, so off we go. So have your feet shoulder width apart, put your body weight in the backs of your heels, stand up tall, and then repeat. So squatting down as far as feels comfortable for you, pushing up through your heels. So we're halfway through. And of course, if you wanted to make this more intense, you could use a weight and hold your weight as you squat down. Otherwise, feet shoulder width apart, all the body weight in the backs of your heels, pushing up through your heels as you stand tall. Rest there, grab your weights. For the next exercise, we're going to be performing an upright row. So you're going to march your feet on the spot and have your weights out in front of you. Off we go. So we're going to bring our weights up towards our chin, lower them back down, and you're going to have your elbows out to the side. So we've got a minute here. So again, if you're following the chair-based exercise, you're still going to continue to march your feet on the spot as you perform the upright row. So this is a nice controlled movement. Doesn't have to be done really fast. So you're halfway now. Keep going there. Bringing the weights up towards your chin, lowering them back down. Almost there. 10 more seconds to go. Rest there, pop your weights back down to the side. Up next, we've got a backwards lunge, and Elaine will be doing heel digs seated. Okay, so we've got a couple more seconds before we begin. Off we go. So you can have your hands out in front, step back, lower your knee towards the floor, and push up through your front heel and your back toes. Alternate your legs each time. Of course, if you need to hold on to the side for support, please do so, or you could use a stable chair. So if you're seated, please follow Elaine. She's doing heel digs sat down. And of course, you can increase the speed on that one if you wanted to make it a little bit more intense. Otherwise, just do what feels comfortable for you. So we're lowering our knee back down to the floor, as far as feels comfortable, pushing up through the toes and the heels. Couple more seconds and rest there. Grab your weights for the next exercise. So up next, we've got a side raise. We're going to march our feet on the spot. and bring out your weights to the side in line with your shoulders. So this can be performed both standing and sat down. Lovely, almost halfway. So continue marching your feet as you bring the weights out to the side in line with your shoulders. Over halfway. Couple more seconds there and rest. Pop your weights down. Up next we've got high knees. So just like we did in the warm-up, we're going to have our hands out in front of us and we're going to drive our knee towards our hand. Off you go when you're ready, and of course you can do this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. If you want to make it more challenging, you can build the pace and go quicker. If not, just do what feels comfortable. So of course this can be done seated as well, demonstrated by Elaine. Coming up to halfway. If you need to take a break, please do so. You can opt in and opt out at any time. "15 more seconds here. And rest there. Grab your weights for the next exercise. We're going to be doing a chest press. So again, we'll be marching our feet on the spot. You'll have your weights at your chest. So marching our feet, pressing the weights forwards, and then bringing them back towards your chest. If you wanted to increase the intensity of this workout or this particular exercise, you could use heavier weights if you wanted to. Coming up to halfway. Keep going there. Pressing your weights forwards, bringing them back towards your chest. And a couple more seconds before we move on to our next exercise. Rest there, pop your weights down. Up next we've got half jacks. So for this exercise, you'll be stepping out to the side and bringing the same arm up at the same time. And then repeating on the other side. So off we go. So stepping out to the side and then repeating on the other side. Be sure to do this at a pace that feels comfortable for you. Just like Elaine, she's stepping out to the side, reaching over with her same arm. Over halfway now. Last couple of seconds. And rest there. Grab your weights for your next exercise. We're going to be doing a front raise. So we're going to be marching our feet on the spot and bringing our arms up in line with the floor. Off we go. So beginning to march our feet, bringing our arms up in line with the floor and lowering back down. So your arms should be in line with your shoulders here. Pausing for a second before returning back to the start position. Coming up to halfway, keep going there. And of course, if you need to take a break or get a drink of water, please feel free to do so at any point. Lovely, rest there. Next up, we've got squats with punches. So keep hold of your weights. We're going to be squatting down into a squat position, returning to the start and punching forwards. Off we go. So squatting down, punching on at the front, at the top. And of course, if you're doing this in a chair, you're following a sit to stand, just like Elaine. We're still doing those punches at the top. If you wanted to make this exercise slightly easier, you can do it without the weights. So you'll be squatting down, pushing up through the heels and punching at the top. Make sure you've got your feet shoulder width apart with your squat. Putting all your body weight in the back of those heels and pushing up through the heels as you stand tall. And rest there. So we've got one more exercise, which is our bicep curl. So you're going to grab your weights. You'll have your hands by your side, your elbows tucked into the side of your body. We're going to begin to march on the spot as we bring the weights up towards our shoulders and then returning them back down. And of course, if you wanted to make this more intense, you could increase the weights. Halfway, almost there now. Keep your elbows tucked in. Bring those weights towards your shoulders, lowering back down. Now pop your weights down. You've completed 10 minutes of this workout. If you want to do 20 minutes, please go back to the start and repeat the same exercises. Otherwise, if you're ready to cool down, we'll do so now. Now we will begin the cool down. So we're going to begin with a light march on the spot. So march your feet and swing your arms into the march. So now the cool down is going to bring our resting heart rate back to normal. So you might feel a little bit warmer after the main section. You want to bring that back down to resting with this gentle cool down. So now we're going to go with high knees. So you want to bring your hands out in front of you and just gently bring your knees up to your hands, alternating your legs each time. Now we're not looking for a super fast pace, this is just a nice gentle pace that brings us back down to a cooling heart rate. And back to that march, so marching on the spot. Swing your arms into it when you feel ready to do so. Ten more seconds here. So up next we're going to have heels to bum. So if you want to pop your hands on your bum and bring your heels up towards your hands. And of course, if you're seated like a lane, you're going to heel dig forwards instead. 10 more seconds here. And back to your march. So you continue to march on the spot and swing your arms into the march. Ten more seconds here before we move on to heel digs forwards. So for our heel digs, we want to dig our heel out in front of our body. Of course, if you want to pop your hands on your hips to help you feel stable, you can do. Make sure you alternate your leg each time, digging your heel out in front. And back to your march. So marching our feet on the spot, swinging our arms in, building a gradual pace. So up next we've got toe taps backwards. We've got 10 more seconds here before we move on to our next one. So for toe taps backwards, we're going to tap our toe out towards the back of our body and alternate our legs each time. So if you're sat down on the chair, you're going to be toe tapping out in front of you or to the side, whatever feels most comfortable for you. A couple more seconds here before we return back to our march. Continue marching on the spot. So you should start to feel like you're cooling down now and your breathing is returning back to normal. So continue marching your feet on the spot, bring your hands into fists and we're going to slow punch forwards. Alternate your hands and your arms each time. Couple more seconds here. We're going to take these punches towards the ceiling. So we continue to march and punch towards the ceiling. "15 more seconds here. Rest your arms back down by your side. When you're ready to do so, swing them into your march. So up next, we're going to take our hands up towards the ceiling. A couple more seconds here. Continue to march on the spot. Bring your arms towards the ceiling above your head and lower them back down. And repeat. So again, bring them up towards the ceiling, slowly lower them back down and repeat. So a couple more here. One more in, up towards the ceiling and back down. Perfect. Continue to march here. So we've got a couple more seconds marching, then we're going to come into some stretches. Ten more seconds here. Lovely, so we're going to start with our stretches. We're going to do our legs first. We're going to come into a hamstring stretch. So if you bend one of your knees and bring one of your legs out in front, your toe comes towards the ceiling, pop your hands on your bent knee and just slowly lean in towards your leg, and you should feel a stretch just in your hamstring on the leg that's got the toe towards the ceiling. So swap your legs, do exactly the same, bend your knee, toes towards the ceiling, hands on that bent leg, and just lean into that stretch. So we've got a couple more seconds here. Come back up to standing. Next we're going to do a calf stretch. So you may find it helpful if you have your hands on your hips for stability. You're going to step backwards, bend that front knee and stretch. Lovely, just leaning into that bent knee. Feeling a stretch in your calf that's at the back. I'm going to swap legs here. So stepping forwards, bending your front knee and just leaning in. And return back to your starting position. Next we're going to do a chest stretch. So if you want to place your hands on the lower part of your back and just stretch out your chest. So stay here for a couple of seconds. So you should start to feel much cooler now as we are at the end of our cool down. Relax there. Next we're going to go into a upper back stretch. So if you overlap your hands, bend your knees, lower your chin towards your chest and stretch out the upper part of your back. Just a couple more seconds here. Rest there. So now we're going to come into our arm stretches. So we're going to do a horizontal tricep stretch. So if you bring one arm out to the side, bring it across your body, tuck it in with your opposite arm, and you should get a nice stretch in your tricep. A couple more seconds here before we switch over. So if you relax that arm, do exactly the same. Bring your arm out to the side, across your chest, and tuck it in with your opposite hand. couple more seconds here. Relax that arm back down. Now we're going to do an overhead tricep stretch. So if you bring your opposite hand over, down your back, place your fingers on the spine or wherever feels comfortable, and you're just going to slightly push on your arm, or you can pull on the elbow, whichever feels most comfortable for you. Stay here for a couple more seconds. Relax that arm, do exactly the same on the other arm, so bringing it up, over, place it on your back, your hand, and then push or pull on the elbow, getting a lovely stretch through your tricep. Lovely, relax that arm back down. We're going to do one more, so we're going to bring our arms up, over our head, lower them back down. We'll repeat that twice more, so up, lower them back down, and one more. So if you inhale as you bring your arms up, and exhale as you bring your arms down. So if you bring your arms to the side, wherever you've got space, and give you a massive round of applause. Well done, you completed this workout. Thank you.